Hi there, it's Rebecca here from Glutarama. I'm going to be doing another bake today with the hashtag free from Easter. It's a recipe that I've made up recently. It was something that came to me at about 2 o'clock in the morning one day. Today I'm going to be making hot cross butter pudding. I had a little giggle with some of the free from gang that I'm a member of. And I said that I was going to do this completely naked. So here I am, as I said, completely naked, no makeup whatsoever. So let's just crack on with the baking, shall we? Right, so this is what you're going to need in way of ingredients to make the free from hot cross bread and butter pudding. I've already started to prepare it. What I've used is I've bought 2 packets of free from hot cross buns. You're only going to need 6 for this recipe, and I've already buttered them. I've used this pure olive spread. You're also going to need some demerara sugar, some Bird's custard powder, a dairy-free alternative. I've used soya, but obviously if you can't have soya, then change it for a dairy-free alternative that you can have. You're also going to need some ground cinnamon, nutmeg, and oops, got caught. And you're also going to need some mixed fruit. You don't have to use this because obviously there's already fruit in the hot cross buns, but it's just nice to have an extra layer of the fruit in between each layer of the hot cross buns as you build it up. So those are the ingredients. That's all you need. So we'll get cracking, and I'll start to make it for you. Right, so the first thing you need to do is you need to make the custard. So because I'm using the Bird's custard powder, this recipe isn't just gluten-free, dairy-free, potentially soya-free. It's also vegan as well, so it means that I can eat it. So you need to have 2 level tablespoons of the custard powder. Now the next thing is adding sugar. You can do this purely to taste, depending on how sweet you want it. I'm using 2 level tablespoons of demerara sugar. Next, I add the spices. Obviously, because these are hot cross buns, they already have an element of spice in them, but I like to add a little extra, so I'm adding 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Right, and what I'm going to do now is I need to add a pint of milk or dairy-free alternative in total, but you can't be adding all that in one go because you're going to end up with lumpy custard. So just add a touch, make sure there are no lumps, and then fill your jug up to the pint mark. And there you go. Simple as that. So that's your custard ready for pouring over your hot cross buns when you've laid them up, and that's the next thing that I'm going to show you. Right, so the next stage of the recipe is to start to build the different layers of hot cross buns intermixed with the mixed fruit that I've got. First things first, you need to just quickly grease the dish that you're going to be using. It's just easier to spoon it out when you're dishing it up if you do it that way. And then it's literally just a case of layering up. So I tend to use the bottom of the hot cross bun first. What I've done is I've cut each hot cross bun into 3 segments. And it's just a case of layering each layer and then sprinkling that with a few of the mixed fruit. You could add more sugar if you wanted, but like I say, this is pretty sweet already as it is, so I don't think it's necessary to add any more sugar. What you can also do, if you find that you have any gaps, because obviously, well, it depends on the kind of dish that you're using, I guess, but I tend to rip some of the layers of hot cross bun so that it just fills in the gaps. And you just keep carrying on with the layering and the sprinkling until you have pretty much filled your dish. And then you can add the pretty tops to the hot cross buns as the last layer. I'm going to squash it down. Don't be shy, you need to squash it all down. There we go. So that's what it looks like now, and I've got really icky hands, so I'm going to wash my hands and then I'll show you the next stage. So the next stage is to take your custard and you literally just pour it over your layers of hot cross bun. I'm making a right mess here, it's going everywhere. There we go. Okay, so that is now ready to be covered with foil and popped into the oven. I cover it with foil for the first 30 minutes. I put it on 200 degrees centigrade, and then I take the foil off for the last 10 minutes so that you get a nice caramelised brown top to it, but I'll talk about that when we get to that point. Right then, so the pudding has now had 30 minutes in the oven at 200 degrees centigrade, gas mark 5. So it's still a little bit, I don't know if you can see, right, bring it up to the, but it's still, ooh, I don't want to tip it too much, but it's still quite liquidy at this stage. Don't worry if that's the case, that's fine. All I need to do now is just use my pastry brush, and you just paint the top of the pudding with some jam. I'm just using an apricot jam here. Just adds to the nice sheen that you get at the end of the baking process, and you get a nice sticky top to it. I'm quite liberal with this. I like a lot of jam. It's nice to have that stickiness. Okay, Okay, so that now goes into the oven for another 10 minutes, just to help the custard to harden off a little bit, and you get the caramelised top to the pudding. So I'll bring it back and show you again in 10 minutes time. So there you have it. This is the pudding after 10 minutes back in the oven. So all the apricot jam on the surface has caramelised, so you've got this gorgeous sheen to the pudding now. So it's just a case of dishing it up and serving it with custard.